there is, of course, no such thing as a perfect mock draft, although I must say, I think I hold in my hand something pretty close. Mike Fisher, reporting on the Dallas Cowboys. It's our friend Dane Brugler, who, of course, I've known for a long time. Enjoy his work, enjoy his company, and enjoy his perspective when it comes not only to the NFL in general, but the Cowboys specifically, because unlike we discussed the other day, Mel Kiper Jr. and his 2-round mock draft where he matches the Cowboys up with a player that we don't think they like, Brugler not only understands the candidates, the kids in this draft, he also understands the Cowboys, and he does a good job being plugged in both ways. I'm going to give you Brugler's 7-round mock drafts. And again, as always, I like to caution you, I'm not a scout, but Brugler could be, and he shows it here. He can also lend a lot of insight into what the Cowboys think, and he shows it here too. First round, Zion Johnson, Boston College, guard, plug and play. That is a fitting guy at 24, according to almost all NFL people, and then fits the Cowboys, which is important here. Second round, Sam Williams, Ole Miss, defensive end. You want to try to find a way to forget Randy Gregory? Here's a 6'5", 260-pound defensive end who runs a 4.5 40. That's a start. Third round, one of my favorite guys in the draft, the outrageously athletic Jelani Woods, who played quarterback for a minute in college at Oklahoma State, goes to Virginia, becomes a tight end, and all his numbers, all his combine stuff, best at the combine in terms of tight ends. And again, you want to bookend Dalton Schultz, you want to move on from Dalton Schultz, or you want to at least replace Blake Jarwin. Maybe you've done it there. Fourth round, from Texas Tech, the wide receiver, Eric Izukama, whose actual first name is Chukwuemeka Izukama, the wide receiver from Texas Tech. Not huge numbers there, and not a particularly fast guy, but a big-framed guy at 6'2", 210. And Cowboys are trying to get wide receiver help, so that fits. We also know the Cowboys know they know their locals, that's for sure. Fifth round, I cannot say I'm a fan of taking the kicker from LSU, Cade York, but I also bow to Dane Brugler. I'm telling you, he probably knows what he's talking about. I'm not enamored of the idea. And then all these fifth-round picks. Abram Smith, the running back from Baylor, who until his senior year was a linebacker. So he did great things on special teams at Baylor, then became a linebacker who played and got some starts his junior year. Then they moved him to running back, and he's as good a running back as there is in the conference, and a finalist, a running back awards finalist. And I know some of the people in his background, and they rave about Abram Smith, the player and the person. And the Cowboys know their Baylor guys, and so put a gold star by that one. Abram Smith, the running back. Brandon Smith, linebacker, Penn State. Why does this a fit? Well, we know the Cowboys went to Penn State, and we know that they sniffed around guys who had relationships and looked up to Micah Parsons. There's a linebacker from Penn State. Yeah, I bet you he's one of them. Offensive line in the fifth round, Ryan Vandemark, offensive tackle, UConn. I'm not going to pretend I know him. We know, obviously, that the Cowboys would like to keep throwing darts at the offensive line position, even after having drafted Zion Johnson in the first round here. And then Deron Bland, cornerback from Fresno State. And again, I'm not going to pretend, but at this point in the draft, not only are you throwing a dart, but you've also got your Kelvin Joseph concern a little bit at cornerback, something that we will get into more as more revelations roll in there. The latest on that, by the way, the Dallas police have made 2 arrests, and the 2 guys that are arrested are from Baton Rouge, which, of course, is where Kelvin Joseph's from, which tells us that some of the fellas either came to town and moved here permanently with Kelvin or came in for that party weekend that turned out not to be much of a party at all. So there's your 7th round mock, and with the exception of the kicker, Cowboys do need a kicker. So in terms of filling a need, even that fits. But you go through this thing, and if you're looking for a perfect Cowboys mock draft, I think you just got one here. Fish out.